Okay, we're live. Welcome to the 13th session of Queen of Hearts Chronicle. So to give a recap, because it's been a while, you guys were last seen kind of gathering together at the Freehold to deal with the sort of problems that were caused by your meeting with Princess the last session. She kind of infiltrated your minds and created this strong obsession within you that would basically influence you towards moving towards the hedge, sort of not necessarily against your own will, but just sort of pushing you in the direction whether you really didn't want to or not, which is kind of similar, but she's more preying on your desires than forcing you. So once you guys got in contact with the Freehold, they put you into a dream that allowed you to confront that obsession directly, and Lisa was able to banish it with the help of a projection of Dustin's exalted character. They're sick for this session, but they contributed to that in a really interesting way. After that, this would be the period in which you're waking up from that dream, and we kind of get a scene of Erebach and Charlotte walking around the abandoned castle while Lisa is in day sleep, taking advantage of the morning hours to get some important business done. So how are you going to go about this? Talking to Erebach here. So how do you want to go about this?
He's gonna head off to the courtyard or something, or most common area right there.
It's mostly a castle, and everyone is sort of divided up into different regions. But I assume there'd be a courtyard where people are gathered around out on the outside. Yeah, it's mostly just a castle structure. There isn't a. It's mostly just the castle itself. There isn't a lot of landscaping around it, and a lot of it is damaged.
See, that's the problem with their freehold right there. They've got segregation.
Yeah. Well, between the different courts and such. Yeah. But yeah, so you're just going to go into the middle of the castle, or just find a place where there are people gathering, and what are you doing? And Charlotte is with you, for the record. So
yeah, he's going to find more of a area where there's people hanging about.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of typical for a castle. You see there are a handful of women sort of walking around. They're all wearing sort of medieval garb. You have some men who are just wandering the castle, some people who, of course, are all changelings, so they have various strange features to them, but all of them are mostly just dressed in that sort of wear, and despite how abnormal they look, they're just sort of going around and about their day. But they look more like they look out of place, because they're all the outfits and their styles and their way of walking and all these kind of mannerisms are the last era, effectively. So they're not kind of keeping in time with the modern society. They're very old fashioned, to the point where they're almost out of place.
So now I'm picturing the cast from fucking Disney's Robin Hood.
That would be pretty accurate. Yeah, I mean that's sort of what it's like. It's but you're from a time period where that basically in the past. It's history.
Yeah.
But they're just walking around like this is how they want to live.
It's like, oh, they're all changelings and medieval garden.
Right. Yeah, that would actually be fairly accurate. Yes. Yes, that's actually very accurate. Yeah, they all look very strange in their own ways, and they're all wearing medieval outfits. This is very accurate. As weird as it is, yes, I 100% agree with this picture. Yeah, so once you're sort of in a larger part of the castle where you see people walking around, you're probably in the northern section of the castle where it's as you've been told in sort of the area of the spring court where they openly hold like a lot of social events and stuff. So there are some people gathering around, socializing and things like that. Mostly women, but there's maybe some men there, maybe maybe a bard or two, just sort of playing a soft kind of song. And they're mostly just women kind of gossiping and speaking in like this large sort of chamber. It's not really like a ballroom because they don't have anything that furnished, but it's well decorated more so than the other parts of the castle. They've actually kind of cleaned it up and they put up little like curtains and decorations and things in it. They're trying to make it look nice. Whereas most of the rest of the castle is very dusty, old, and sort of broken, and there are like tattered carpets everywhere. The only place where the carpet is actually like maintained is probably in the throne room. Everywhere else it's just kind of broken, and they have little banners on the wall that are just sort of torn. But here it actually looks like they've cleaned it up. They've actually put some effort into making it look nice.
Yeah, all I'm having at the moment is silly farts.
I want to fart at them. I'm like, okay, roll fart.
No, it was more or less. I want to go up to the bard, grab the loot, and smash it around their head, or I want to go up and grab their loot and give a strum on it, and watch as the strings break because I did it with my claws or something. It's like, what? Come on, think of something better.
What's Charlotte doing when they enter this gathering room? Are you just kind of standing by Aravak's side, just being quiet and awkward, or are you?
I would probably try and I'd probably take a few minutes to observe. Let's see, before I enter the courtyard, I wouldn't immediately enter. I'd try to take a few minutes to observe before trying to blend in with the crowd and see what I could pick on what I guess the daily buzz is about.
Okay. What I'm gonna say then is I'd like you to make me a roll. Let's see. What are you good at this? No, you're not. Okay, perfect. I want you to make me a chance die because you don't have any skill for this.
Haven't I trying to stealth into them?
Yeah, because you don't have socialized. That's why. Because you're just gathering information and trying to like blend in.
I felt like I'm not really socializing. I'm more of just trying to blend in and listen in, not really socializing with anyone. Does that still kind of socializing?
Yeah, it is. That's why I said.
That seems a little bit weird. All right, so
because you can't hide in the room. It's not really about like hiding. It's about, you said you were blending in like socially, so that's why it's.
No. I'm not blending in socially. I'm blending in with the crowd. I'm not making, like, I'm trying to.
Yeah, but that's not, because you can't like physically do that in this kind of space. It's more like when you're doing that, it's more like you're blending in by like fitting in with them. So like you're standing out right now is what I'm saying. Like that's why I was saying it's a chance die, because if you don't like blend in with them socially, then you're going to stand out and they'll notice you.
Is it because my appearance seems that strange as a changeling?
No, it's just that you don't have their same what's the word I'm looking for? The way that they act is different than the way you act. So when you step in there and you're trying to blend in, it's not going to work if you can't socialize in the same way that they do, and you don't have a lot of social skills. So once you step in, they're going to think that you're awkward. It's basically why it's a chance die.
All right, we'll do.
But you can still spend willpower if you want. Because it's 0, so if you can add 3.
Have we?
Oh yeah, you have 4. You have full willpower.
All right, so I'll just use a willpower and boost up to 4 dice.
Yeah. Okay. 3 dice.
Oh, isn't it a chance dice? Oh yeah, +3.
Yeah. So you have 3 dice now. I don't know if you have any contracts that you can use for this.
Probably not.
No. Oh, actually, I'll give you in this case it's normally a penalty. Actually, so what I'll do is, because you have Winter Mantle, it's actually going to be contested, and then they get a penalty to it. So now it'll be even easier for you, because you do actually get you get a bonus because you're Winter Mantle. It says here you're like spying on them.
Oh boy! All right.
So that's good.
So is my dice pool change, or is it still the same?
No, it's still the same. I'm saying they get a penalty now because of your mantle.
Oh, I got 2 successes.
Oh, very good. See, I don't think they don't beat that at all. Obviously. So so yes, you do very well. You so can you describe this for me? How are you kind of blending in, talking? You know, like you said you didn't want to like blend, but now you know. What are you trying to, pick up? Like, what are you doing? Like, when you enter the room, are you just talking with other women? Or are you gathering gossip? Like, how does this work? What do we see when you're doing this?
Well,
you're dressed actually inappropriately. So I'm wondering if you would like go out of your way to get more fitting clothes for their environment, or if because you realize that they're all wearing like more loose fitting clothes, and they have. You have this very elaborate dress on, but they're wearing like very kind of simplistic, like medieval dresses, whereas you're wearing like a Victorian dress. So like as part of your success, I would tell you that like that you'd stand out just from what you're wearing, and you'd probably be able to acquire some more appropriate clothes if you want to, or if you want to stand out, you can wear this, but it won't help you blend in.
Actually, I might actually want to stick out a little bit because.
Sure, I'm just pointing out, like by scouting, you'd pick this up. Like, wait, I'm not dressed right for this place at all. This castle is like they're wearing completely different kinds of clothes.
I guess I would introduce myself as a new doctor amongst the freehold.
Okay.
And say that I'm here to lend out a helping hand.
Doctor? I didn't know we had a doctor. I didn't know we had do we have a doctor now? Oh, that's wonderful. Hello, nice to meet you. You know, they're very cordial to you.
Fancy doctor for the win. But yeah, she would essentially want to stand out in the sense that she wants to be noticed as the doctor, right, as her title should be, rather than essentially muffle it down at this point. If she noticed that she doesn't really want to go put on some loose clothing and she enjoys her dress, so she'd probably try and establish herself rather as a complete outsider, more of trying to blend and say, I'm a new figure amongst you. Rather than...
Yeah, sorry. So I actually, because I'm realizing questions they'd have, and they're like, as you're communicating with them, they're like, so this is both very good news and very troubling. The king constantly says he wants to go to war. Is that why he's asked for a doctor? Should we be concerned?
I have no knowledge of what your king desires, but I've recently made my escape from my previous entanglement within the other world.
You don't need to speak about it. You don't need to worry about that. It's fine.
Thank you.
So you just happen to be a doctor, just a happy circumstance then?
Well, before I had my little misadventure, I wanted to become a doctor, and my time away ensured that I became one of the very best. She sort of like forces like a happy-go-lucky smile as if like, no, I honestly hated the idea of it, but yeah.
So they're gonna ask you. They ask you. Well, so where do you come from? The city or the countryside? Where were you held in the hedge or in Arcadia? And you know that you don't want to tell them where you're from. So you're actually very good at lying. So I don't know if I want to make you roll again or if you want to come up with. It depends on how elaborate you want to make the story, right? But I'm saying with your other role, you know that telling them you're from the city would be very dangerous because then they'd see you as an enemy, and you don't want that. So they still get a penalty to this too. So it's not going to be very easy for them to find out. And you already have high dice pool for this. You already have 6 dice. So I'm okay with having you roll again for this.
Well, you see, the strange part of my circumstance was I had no original place of origin in the sense that I wandered around and helped anyone that wasn't too troublesome to handle while I was there. Essentially, I was a freelance.
Okay. So can you roll subterfuge and manipulation?
Technically, am I lying when I say that? Because that was my job?
Yes.
Right.
Well, you're deliberately trying to withhold information.
Of course. I'm just
and it also is how believable, like, because they might not believe you even if you're telling the truth.
I got 3 successes.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Perfection.
Beautiful. Okay, yeah, they easily like by the. So you're kind of in between, and they kind of agree, like, okay, so you're a doctor. You were working for both. You were working for both sides. You were involved in the war, yes?
Yes, I would wander the battlefield and I was encouraged to help anyone who was on the verge of death.
Oh, that's dreadful. Well, I'm happy that you were rescued.
Yes, rescued is an interesting word for it. I was lucky by chance, I suppose.
So, meanwhile, while this is happening, Eravak, you can see that Charlotte is basically perfectly blended in and is now making small talk with the other women.
They're my plebeians. I mean, what?
And you're slowly kind of gaining respect and sort of and admittance into this court. But what is Eravak doing? Are you just kind of standing in the doorway, like? Because people, if you just stand there, people are probably going to notice you either way. I'm curious as to if you would just be doing anything, or if you're just like wondering.
He's gonna approach one of these bards.
Okay, sure. So there's just someone playing music, on the. They're wearing like a feathered cap, and they sort of have these like sort of bug-like eyes. It's kind of awkward when you get up close to them. They kind of look like because the way that actually now I'm imagining they're like a fly. So like when they're playing this lute, it's like they have like multiple arms that are like strumming this thing.
Holy shit, that's badass.
They have like bug-like eyes as well. So they're like this bug changeling. Maybe like a fusion between like a spider and an insect. So they just so they have like multiple arms, even though they're like they have like the compound eyes.
Oh,
so it just doesn't look. It looks really awkward.
My mind went straight to Baxter Stockman playing.
Yeah. Like that's what I'm imagining. Actually, like something like that. Like the yeah. You get it. That's what I'm thinking too. Playing like a lute. And
anyway.
Like there's a kind of an awkward tune as he like looks up and he sees you and he just stops playing. He's like, and he's shaking.
Jazz music stops.
And it's just like shaking there as he sees you coming closer. He's like,
you I want to garner some attention. Are you able to play something that will, how would you put it, turn heads?
Well, yes, I could if that's what you want. He just starts playing again, but clearly louder, and the other bard is just like looking over at him like. He just starts playing like rapidly and very loudly, and all the women start turning around, and you're kind of standing in between them, so everyone's kind of by proxy just like looking toward you. But before I cut back to you guys, I want to cut over to the manor really quick. So I'll put a pin in that. We'll come back to it. So the scene that we see over at the manor is rather calm, compared to this scene of you guys kind of trying to infiltrate the court and causing ruckus. There's more of a calm scene at the manor. It's a very it's a warm summer day still. It's almost winter now, so I'm kind of falling out of summer. It's hard for me to imagine, but yeah, it's a cloudy kind of summer day, and we see a carriage kind of make its way up to the entrance of the manor, and of course they're let inside. The staff is actually fairly familiar with the person within, and we see the first image on screen of this very suave, sort of dark-haired man who makes his way up to the door and just starts knocking. Meanwhile, the rest of the staff is using a lawnmower outside. No, I'm kidding.
I thought it was a jackhammer.
Lawnmower.
I'm kidding. Oh, sorry. So, what does Armand do when he comes knocking? I don't hear anything. Hello?
Oh, sorry, you were talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it's my turn. I think you still were with them. So what were you saying?
I was saying that your fiance, Lisa's fiance, comes in on a carriage and he's walking up to the door, and I was wondering what your butler would do.
Oh, what he would do?
Yeah.
Well, I presume he would warn me.
Okay. So
wait, you mean so I am playing the butler during daytime?
Yeah, that's what I'm implying. Yes.
Ah, okay. I didn't understood that was
right. I'm sorry. I should have made that super clear. Yes. Yeah. You're
fine. I am fine.
I mean, they could wake you up, but it'd be difficult. But you know. But yes, you're asleep now, and then they're coming again.
Obviously, you will go through the door to answer the knock.
Okay. Door opens and we see he's dressed, in sort of lighter clothes. He's been traveling a lot, so he's been wearing more lighter sort of outfits. Nothing too layered because it's fairly hot out, despite the despite how cloudy it is. And he just says, "Oh, may I come in, please?"
Oh. Hello, sir. Of course, do come in.
Yes, I was told that she would be available. Isn't that what you said? He just sort of puts his coat on the rack and just sort of looks around.
Yes, she is, but unfortunately not at the very moment. You see, she had quite a rough night yesterday, so she is ready
Oh,
right now.
oh dear. At this hour? What could have possibly happened?
Something about a terrible dream.
Oh, that's terrifying. Please allow me to comfort her. He kind of starts moving for the stairs.
Oh, um,
And so for the record, Lisa would be aware because of her supernatural, like when there are visitors, I think you said that she would know, like she has an awareness that someone is here
hmm.
at the minimum.
um, Actually, she is in deep sleep, so maybe you should rather wait for her to wake up.
If that is what you think is best, he just sort of takes a seat in the parlor, just sort of starts tapping his foot, kind of looking around.
Things
He's thirsty.
Yeah, the staff sort of brings him something to drink, and he's just
No,
sort of,
that's not what I. Never mind.
oh, I know, but I thought about that. I'm just like, yeah, so the staff would probably get him something to drink, distract him, and he just starts kind of going through the library and kind of drinking,
okay.
not alcohol, but just water.
Should I do? Should I do something for something? Should I announce you? Or...
Oh, please. I didn't mean to intrude. I thought that this would be a nice, just a short visit.
I'm sure she will be delighted to see you once she wake up.
These are strange books. He like flips through the like the occult stuff in the library.
Well, you know Miss Baskerville. She always had an interest for the strangest things.
Yes. Some people would call me quite strange. So I can certainly understand. He just kind of flips through a book. He's looking at these symbols. How old is this one? He's like pointing to like this book of like alchemy that looks like it might be from like a refurbished copy of something from the Middle Ages. Like, how old is this one?
Um, I look at the book. I admit I have no idea if Armand would know that.
Well, he's been through the library a few times. He probably knows, but I don't think he'd want to say.
Why? Because it would be.
These are some of these books are like stuff that Mikhail's sire probably handed down to him. So a lot of them are very old.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Like some of them are actually like medieval era books.
oh, I have no idea. This one was offered to Miss Baskerville as a gift by a friend.
I see. Interesting.
Here's a book on Kama Sutra.
Jesus.
What did she say?
No, nothing important. He kind of looks it over a little. I'm gonna see if he can like figure this out on his own. He's pretty smart. Not that smart. Okay, yeah. He's like, look at this over. I've never seen books this old before. Interesting. Yes. He just kind of he's distracted by it, and he's trying to figure it out himself, but he clearly doesn't have any knowledge of this area of expertise. And would Lisa try to wake herself up, or are you going to try to distract him or tell him to leave or some other?
Just to clarify, how long before the night time at this point?
This is like this would be like not early in the morning, but this is in the morning. So it'd be about like 8 to 12 hours kind of thing. Like it's not soon.
Okay, so yeah, it will be. You will be waiting a long time if I wait until night time.
Right. but he doesn't know that you're a vampire, so he's just like, hey, I'm just gonna come in the morning.
Wait,
if
he
she's
doesn't? What the fuck? Oh my god, it's like the worst marriage.
No
Alright.
kidding.
Yeah, exactly. You see why you guys panicked about this?
I thought you guys like knew what each other were. Like, God, fix this. Like, get a hammer and fix it.
No, we don't. He was betrothed to me to her like long before she was embraced, and she was embraced like a few months ago during a visit in Egypt.
Holy
Right.
shit, how did I not know this? Wait.
I don't think we talked about it in character, but out of character, you don't really need to know, but it's important. I needed to know, so I'm almost.
Oh my god, I feel so bad for this man.
I do too.
If things don't work out, I'm calling him.
I mean, Anne did say, "Hey, well, what the hell? Okay, that's not even funny." I was gonna say Anne did say, yeah, she's fine with having a wedding, but after the wedding you're gonna have to decide what you want to do with him. So the wedding is still fine with everybody, but it's more of the after. What are you gonna, But that's not. You haven't decided yet. You haven't even figured it out.
That was the goal of adding that part. I thought it would be interesting to explore the idea.
Right, yeah. So Lisa still hasn't figured out, and now he's already kind of trying to. He's been, and so this is something important for context: is that he's been coming for the last few days.
This poor man.
Because he's been looking for you, and before you were away at the Freehold, and now he's been coming, just trying to check. And they said you were away. Now you're saying, oh well, she's not feeling well. So now he's just like,
such a good husband. Oh my god. Okay.
I didn't want to take the risk, but I will wake up Lisa because if I keep avoiding him, he will start wondering if I keep being absent, he will think I am avoiding.
Yeah, and if you look tired, then that would fit the narrative anyway, so it's fine. Yeah, so spend a vitae first just to wake up, and I don't know if you just spend another one to wake up after.
Do I regain one willpower from the rest?
You get all your willpower back because it's a new arc. So.
Oh, I had forgotten that.
Yeah, and for Eravok too, you also get all your willpower back.
All right.
Awesome.
Let's spend one vitae. I will be angry, but whatever.
Oh, it's not a big deal. Hey, look, nice human right there. Oh, he's your fiance. Oh, yeah, big deal.
Oh, fuck. I just realized I might need to spend another one for the blush of life.
Ooh, this is going to get bad. Ooh, if he does anything.
Oh, don't eat him, please. He sounds like a nice man. Don't eat him.
I mean, to be honest, this would be what they wouldn't really mind if you. They wouldn't want you to kill him, but if you fed off of him, it would be expected of you.
No, I think I will avoid using the blush of life because I think I can excuse me having a low. Cold body.
And you're very. What's the word I'm looking for? You're very high humanity and high or low blood potency, so he's not going to suspect anything right away.
The worst wife.
Okay, so I still have 3 vitae. And yeah.
So what I'm saying is, unless he examines you very closely, he's not going to notice anything like right away. And of course, he won't be able to do any other human things. But like, this is like touching you or like staring at you for a long time.
Oh my!
Notice.
Okay, let me check what I need to roll to stay awake.
Yeah, no problem.
What was it again? I think it was stamina plus blood potency or something.
Yeah, I think, but I'm not sure if there was a skill involved or not.
Blush of life, physical intensity.
Yeah, blush of life was separate because that's
physical flashing out.
I can go grab it if you want.
I would appreciate it. But,
yeah, hold on. Okay, so it says stamina resolve. It's a stamina resolve roll.
Okay, do I get bonus from being in my event or something? Yes, actually, it says I can add my event dot to.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought you got a bonus. Yeah. So yes, you had your Haven dot as well.
So let's see. Stamina, I have 2. Resolve, I have 2. So that would be 4 dice.
Yep.
And what's my event again? Even is 1, so that would be 5 dice.
It's not bad.
Yeah, but I hope I will stay awake long enough.
Now,
Okay.
if you fail, then that just means you wouldn't wake up, which would be worse.
Fair enough.
She rides up the flight and she's like face flops into the pillow. Fuck.
All right. I no longer have the obsessed condition, so I still I
Correct. Yes, you cured that.
okay. Let's go.
You're cured for now, mortal.
Okay, that's
Oh
nice.
crap! I forgot something.
You forgot the equals, but you did get
Oh.
one success.
Okay, so yeah.
So that means you have a lethargic, and then you have it's one turn, I think, equal to your no. It's a number of turns equal to your humanity.
Oh, so that's
Yeah.
much better.
So what's your
I have
humanity?
humanity 7, so I can stay 7 turn, which would
Yeah.
be
So I would say that's roughly like. In this case, I'll be nice. I'll give it like minutes. So you have maybe like 10 minutes, maybe 7 minutes. If I want to be generous, I could say maybe a half hour at most, but between 10-30 minutes, but longer than that would be impossible.
okay.
But I'll give you long enough to have like a conversation, like
Okay.
maybe a half hour.
May I show up in a nightgown to give?
Yeah, sure. You'd have time to change your clothes too.
Okay, so I wake up.
I'll be nice. I'll say, yeah, you have maybe about a half hour.
Okay, I start. So I get up. Oh, I forgot. Where do I sleep already? Is it upstairs or downstairs? I think it's upstairs.
I don't know. It's up to you. It's not.
I am checking the basket, the mentions. I wrote down the. Oh, found it.
Is there an image for the fiance?
Yeah. I have it. I can send it, I think.
Okay, yes, it's upstairs. So I go downstairs to.
Let me grab it.
Yes, please.
I go downstairs to join him.
I'm not sure if I have it saved, but they sent it to me. You join him downstairs. He's just he's moved back into the main room, just kind of sitting and waiting.
Okay. Please tell me the windows are closed at least.
Yeah, I mean your butler would make sure that that's not going to be an issue for you.
Okay, good.
No, so I don't have the picture saved, but it was very generic. It was just he just has dark hair and he is not wearing a coat now, so he's just wearing like a outer shirt or inner shirt kind of thing.
I will try to find it. Okay, found it.
Yeah, you can paste it then.
Okay. Share. Okay. Where were we? Oh, here. Here, it looks like that. Why isn't it working? Oh, for Christ's sake.
You can just copy and paste the link.
I guess.
And there's a file you can drag it into this.
Here. Okay.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Okay, so
I don't think I didn't have this saved. That's weird. I'll save it now.
okay. You
Where'd you paste it?
It's in the OOC for the Discord.
Oof, big mood right there. Damn, he looks really young.
What is that? I'll have to ask you out of curiosity. I have no idea what that actually means when people say that.
Okay.
Huh?
Never mind. So as you're getting up, yeah, you greet him, and I think I'll cut back to these two. So you're trying to get attention. You've got so for Erebach, you've got everyone's attention sort of on you now. What do you do now that they've sort of moved themselves? They've focused their eyes on you, Erebach. What do you?
Well, Erebach's gonna look at Baxter Stockman for a start, or the bard.
Right.
He'll sort of wave his hand. It's like, yep, stop playing.
Okay, immediately as you would kind of do that, he just stops again, and it's really
jazz music stops.
And Charlotte, what do you do when you hear this loud music playing? Do you immediately like?
I'm probably just gonna join in and try and mimic my new friend's reaction as I'm watching this.
Who is that?
Nani?
Yeah, it's like everyone is kind of interested in Erebach now, and they're all kind of gasping slightly.
Is the other bard still playing?
I think for a bit, yeah, he does, and then he stops. Like he's not aware of what's going on. He's just like, okay, why do you stop? And then once he realizes like you're telling him to stop, he's like, oh, okay, and then he stops like 5 seconds after.
Oh, all right, this is fine.
Yeah. So yeah, Charlotte, you're just watching now as Erebach gets in front of the crowd, and all these women are kind of gasping, and the two bards are just like looking at each other, like. I think one of them is the one who stops is like, and who are you barging in here like this?
What is that? What the bard says?
Yeah, the other one, not the fly man.
So much she was playing Firefly.
I am called Erebach, and I am here today to talk to you all about cheeses.
Wait, sorry. Can you repeat? I didn't hear you. Could you repeat that?
He said he was here to tell them all about Jesus.
Oh, good. Okay.
Everyone groans another reformer. God damn it!
What do you actually say?
The witnesses of Jehovah now have dragons in their rank. We are doomed.
What do you actually say?
I am here to talk to you all about my newly established freehold.
This is our freehold. What is he talking about? I don't know. Let's just play along. He's like, they're all just kind of watching.
The keyword is newly established, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you say that in character, or are you out of character?
I feel like she would whisper like the keyword that he said newly established.
Why is there another freehold?
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, they're actually, they seem to be kind of intently like listening at this point. You've captured their interest. The king never said anything about our new freehold. What's going on? Is this? They're just mumbling to themselves, kind of concerned, but also they're not disregarding what you're saying. They're actually interested in hearing what you're talking about, but they just seem like they don't know why, or they don't know the details.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you say anything further, or are you just letting them?
Yeah.
Okay. You're just thinking.
For now, I'm letting them mull it over.
Yeah.
Well, I myself try and think of what this.
If you want to gloss over it and be like, I make a convincing speech, we can go with that. If
I make a convincing generic speech now. I gotta.
Yeah, I mean, you can give me
puppies. Boom.
you can give me the bullet points, if you don't want to get into depth with it. I'm not.
Nova's not going to bust your balls over it.
No, I'm just asking, like, what are you saying in general? Are you like, well, this freehold needs to go? Because I'm imagining, like, because here's my key point. Like, I'm trying to determine how far are you, like, on the spectrum between like Obama, like, hey, we need to have new hope, and like, this is great, like, we're going to revitalize the freehold. You can come to my new place. It's going to be awesome. Or are you going like full blown like Nazi party? Like, this freehold needs to be torn down. We will destroy the changelings and the old regime needs to die. Like, I'm trying to understand what spectrum are you?
Obama is a freaking hypocrite.
Well, yes, but I'm
So
saying
it's like,
the point is, are you going for more like a positive or negative spin here? Let's not. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't mean to make a political statement. I'm just
Obama tried to.
I'm making a. I don't need. We don't need to talk about politics. I'm just making a.
Yeah, well, I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Yeah, Obama tried to sell Obamacare. What Aerovox selling is unity, not this, freaking winter court, spring court, autumn court nonsense.
Oh, so you want like a unified? Okay.
Holy shit! He's trying to establish a union 50 years before they're supposed to be around.
So you're saying you want to establish somewhere where like there's no like seasonal system. So that's part of your pitch. Okay.
Yeah, there's none of this, freaking, power nonsense, whatnot. And we've got a beautiful figurehead.
Right. They probably would want to know who, if there's no seasonal courts, who's in charge of the freehold, if it's the regent or if it's somebody else. Because a lot of these people, you can tell. Actually, make me like a. I want to see if you can get a read of the room, like it's more detailed. I want to see if you have any skills for that. Yeah, you're not very good at that. That's the problem.
I could always blow a fireball into the middle of the crowd. Then I could get rid of the room.
Okay, this is like more, let's do. You have 3 dice for wits politics, so I'll let you roll that. Wits politics, so 3 dice.
Wits politics. 3 dice for that. Well, you know what? I'm going to spend a glamour or willpower or whatever.
Yeah, it's willpower. You can't spend glamour unless it's like a contract or something. But willpower would give you 3.
So there's 6 dice.
Sure. Okay.
Just to make it a little more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys just got your willpower back. Now you're spending it again. It's totally fine. That's how it goes.
Well, I'm at 4 willpower now after spending it, so it's all good.
Okay. 2. That's very good. Yeah. So you get a very strong idea that a lot of people aren't confident in the leadership here, because a lot of them are like, well, what about the regent? And they're like, the regent's not the king, and the king's gone. So maybe we should listen to this guy. Maybe he has a better idea of what to do.
Maybe his Obamacare is better.
So like they're actually willing to like listen to you, and maybe and you get the sense that because there isn't really a strong leadership here, that you could not necessarily take over, but you could sway them to your side. It is possible.
Oh, crikey, mate. I'm from Australia. We don't have that Obamacare nonsense. We got proper Medicare.
Okay, well, we're not talking about Medicare here. We're talking about you're establishing a shelter for them.
What the hell am I listening to?
I don't know. Either way. Either way.
Either way.
You so are you trying to like so what are you trying to do at this point? Are you trying to just kind of get, because I don't think you would be able to, you know that not everyone in the room is going to turn to your side. Like not everyone in the castle is going to just follow you blindly.
Yeah, I know.
But you know that
promoting
there are a handful of people who are definitely willing to go with you. So you're promoting this, and you're trying to get it out there. And are you basically telling them where to go, where your freehold is in the city? Is that where you ended off? Like, how do you?
Well, he's going to go on about the freehold, promoting all this freedom nonsense and what they're still sort of fighting the war in their own way.
Right. So they ask, actually, so this is interesting because I think what they would ask is what your platform is, because right now it's not like you're necessarily a politician, but they know that the Summer King wants to deal with these gentry and like push them back and like have this and like fight, and he's amassing for a war against the kindred. Like this is a thing that of, like they're not on good terms. So like what is your kind of plan to deal with like if you like what's your long-term kind of goal for the freehold? I think there's things that people are shouting, they're like, well, what is your plan then if you're
kiss my baby?
In the process of kissing the baby, he accidentally bites its head off. No.
Might not be the best for media coverage.
Well, these people asking about Summer Kings and fighting the gentry. It's like, what? So you escape your own gentry fighting on behalf of them to now fight on behalf of some king that wants to be known after a season. That does not sound much better.
It doesn't. Yeah, you're making statements. They're listening intently, and
you're still fighting the same war, and for what?
So your plan is to let them capture us again? Like I think one of the women is just like, and your plan is to let them capture us again? I'm not sure if I can put faith in that plan.
No, my plan is quite simple. We follow in the footsteps of Snake Plissken and escape from the hedge. I don't know.
Anyone else has a feeling he doesn't know what he's talking about?
I've got that feeling, yeah. I like that. Yeah, Erebach isn't a politician. Like this is like totally like out of his. Yeah. Like this is totally like he's not even a monarch. Like he was a slave and then he was a warrior, but he's not a politician. So like they're asking you all these political questions and you're just like, well, you know what, I feel this way, but I can't articulate it the way that I want.
Actually, I am wondering, Aravok, how much dots do you have in politics?
He has one dot. Like he has one dot in politics. So he's like,
oh, so he does have some.
He has some awareness. He has enough awareness to like understand like the political situation right now and like how he can deal with it. So what I'm gonna have you do actually is just have make me like a manipulation. And if you want to use something, let me see if this would be better for you. I'll say, yeah, it'll be the same. So it'll be Well, in this case, I could see presence. So I'll give you a better shot. So we'll do 4 dice from presence and then persuasion. And then you'll get 2 dice from the evaluation that you did before. So it'll be 6 dice base.
Okay, 6 base.
And then I'm not sure if you have contracts that would help you here. You have overpowering dread, paralyzing. Yeah, that'd be if you want to knock them out. I don't think that would be.
Yeah, not unless I want my speech to knock them off their feet. I don't know.
No.
What did I do to deserve this?
Yeah, I actually don't think it'd be that hard. Oh yeah, no, it's not that hard at all. Okay, yeah, go ahead. 6 dice. Woo! Ouch! Jeez! Yeah, okay, give me a sec. I'll roll something. Okay.
Let's see. 1, 2.
Okay, 4 successes.
So,
Oh, hang on.
yeah, what? Did you miss something?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, they didn't
my
reroll
dice
the 10s. Oh, you're going to crit? Okay. Ooh! Crit, okay. Crit, great. Okay. I love it. I love it.
Okay. So
Okay.
5 successes.
Yeah, so then what I imagine actually is what happens is basically like after you're finished speaking, everybody is kind of enthralled by at least what you're saying, and they're like, well, maybe he has a point. Maybe we should stop fighting this war.
Everyone
Like,
knows
you're
what
right.
he's saying. I don't.
We should go with him at least to see what,
Oh my god.
you know. And so you've basically at least convinced everyone to at least think about what you're saying. And they all start like after you're finished speaking, they all start clapping, and they're like, well, maybe we should, if he has a freehold and he seems like he knows what he's talking about, maybe we should at least go there and see what he has to, what it's like.
I have no idea what he was saying, but damn, he was cool when he was saying it.
And I like this idea that they're like, a lot of them don't even like the regent. So some of them are like, you know what? The king's not even here. We don't have a king. I'd rather follow this person. He speaks. He knows how to say what, he has a strong voice. I like it. And so a lot of them are swayed just because of the fact that you have more charisma than the current regent. And so they all kind of, all these women, all these ladies are sort of, they all kind of gather around you, and they're all interested, and they're all talking to you. And the 2 bards are just like, should we tell the king? And he's like, and the flyman is like, no. If we tell the king, he'll kill us. So we should shut up.
Shut up.
And they like, we'll go with you. Yes, we'll go with you. Yes. Please let me get my things. And he just starts like buzzing and like flying around, and he like runs down the hall. He goes to grab some things, and all the ladies are also going and like they move throughout the castle, and they start they pack their things up, and they're all excited to like move into your field. And so for context, they're about maybe 15 or something people who are all interested in this.
Oh, come to think of it, I forgot to roll that 10 up the top there when I was rolling the other one as well.
Extra credit.
No, you got them all. You got 2. Oh yeah, you forgot to roll you forgot to roll the other one. Yeah, when you got the 2. Yeah, I see that now. Well, you still crit. So yeah, I'm gonna say actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you followers as like a merit. I think that's a merit I can give you. I think it's, let me see what it's actually. I think it is followers, right, Lisa? I don't remember if it was.
Wait, what?
The merit for like when you have a group of people, it's like followers, right?
I think it depends. That can be allies.
Yeah, allies. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, there is allies, staff.
Yeah, so allies. So I'll give you a point in allies. And these are about 15 or something changelings who are all kind of interested in your cause.
My friends are already gone.
So after Aravok does this speech and all these people are clamoring to leave with him, Charlotte, what do you do?
I kind of look for him and I'm like, huh. Was I expected by his inspirational speech or no?
That's up to you. It's not up to him. It's up to you.
It was probably complete nonsense, but it won him over.
Well, I'm assuming that you're speaking in at least you're putting off. You're mostly using presence. So I imagine, you're saying stuff that's very simplistic, but the way that you're saying it, you're presenting it very strongly, and they appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I imagine that, like I said, you're in between being you're not extremely over aggressive where they think that you're a tyrant. And so because they would be worried that you're this tyrannical king, but you don't put yourself off that way. And you also are just positive enough where they don't really mistrust you either. So you strike a really good balance between those, two extremes that I was mentioning. You're very strong-willed, but you're not spineless at the same time. And you're not spineless. So they respect your power that you're
we want unity. We want to be the Ritz, not the Four Seasons.
Well, you have to understand that there's a reason why there's a seasonal divide. That it's not just because they're segregating people. It's literally there's an occult reason for it. It's actually based on what the different contracts they made with the seasons, and it rotates because there's a balance of power. But you're just screw all that. I want my own unified freehold that there's no seasonal anything. So you won't have support from the seasons, but you'll be able to create your own freehold following your own ideals.
I feel like Charlotte might go remember that queen that she first met when she first arrived here?
Who?
The person at the night with them. What's their name?
Oh, Morgiana.
Yeah, I feel like she might go let Morgiana know what just happened.
Oh, okay. So you
Just
double,
hey,
you double cross Aravok, be like, hey,
well, it's not even really double crossing.
Well, it is, because if you did this, you would be going against him.
I don't think it's really going against him. I'm just reporting that a bunch of people if I just tell her, a bunch of people just left the freehold.
Yeah, no, that would, but I'm okay with you doing it. I'm just saying that.
No, but I'm just questioning because, wouldn't they eventually take notice of people that are missing?
Right. Well, I mean, you don't tell them why, I guess. But you said you're reporting it, so I'd assume you tell them, "Hey, Aravok has convinced everyone to leave."
Nah, she probably just let them know that a bunch of people are leaving suddenly.
Well, then they'd ask why, and then what would you say?
I'd do El Shrugo.
Okay.
Because I'm a piece of shit.
I mean, she probably could use magic to find out anyway, but right now she's just be like, well, this is a problem. We need to do something about it.
Well, I should probably ask this myself.
Yeah.
But would I'm in character with her knowledge of occult and what she's learned about the Fae in the season so far, would she know that Aravok doing this, would this create a huge imbalance and cause problems?
Imbalance in what way?
In the community of the Fae, in the Changeling, and everything that's going on. Because right now, how she sees is there's some sort of balance between supernatural.
He basically convinced 90% of the Spring Court to leave. But occult wise, it wouldn't necessarily cause any problems mystically. No.
Would there be a shift in balance of powers or?
Well, right now the power is still holding because everybody is still the summer court's in power. When the spring court comes into power and there's nobody there on their side, that might cause a problem in a few months. But
so basically it's negligible right now.
Right.
Oh, all right. I guess you wouldn't really care that much then. Right.
And to be clear, they're not saying full on we're defecting. They're hey, we want to check out this new place.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought I was all right, I had some other idea of what was going on.
I want to clarify that because not all of them would be full on defectors, but they're hey, we want to check this out to see what he's talking about. Like they want to see the hotel, basically.
Oh, then I'd probably tag along and just see what it's like.
Yeah.
All right, now that was a very, I had a
Yeah.
very different. I know in my head, like I just imagine like he's like up destroyed the Borgias or some shit. That's was like what was going through my head, and I was like, wait a minute, I could already.
Right. Oh, I'm specifically clarifying that he's not saying that. Yeah, that's why I said he's trying to strike a balance. He's not saying, well, we need to tear down everything. But they're like, hey, we like this this guy. Let's see what he has to offer, and then they might join him based on what they see. But it's not like an immediate like, yeah, we're all defecting now. Bye. But they're interested in him.
Gotta tear down the wall.
Whatever, you know.
It's a reference to a Pink Floyd song.
I know. I was thinking more recently. That's why I was confused. I was like, what? What?
I was thinking more towards the Berlin Wall, but
Oh, that too.
well,
Yeah, there's
that's
3
what it
walls. There's 3
Well, the
walls.
whole Pink Floyd album, I think, is a reference to the whole Berlin Wall.
Yeah, that too. Anyway. So we'll cut away from you guys, and then when we join you again, it'll be closer to the afternoon, and you'll be in the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
But before we do that, I'm gonna cut back to Lisa. So you're in the parlor. It's still the morning.
I'm gonna excuse myself for a little bit. I'll be right back.
Sure. With your fiance.
Okay. Hello, Derek.
You don't look well. You're a bit pale. Is something wrong?
I'm sorry. I had a rough night, and I am still not feeling so well.
Oh, don't worry about it. He kind of reaches for your face. Do you like pull away from him or?
Oh crap! I will have to spend.
Okay.
If he touches, he will see I am the cold like a corpse.
Right. So he's kind of reaching out toward your face. Do you try to get away from him, or are you gonna allow him to?
Ah, fuck it. I will spend the vitae because.
Okay. You're kind of as you're so close to him, you can almost feel, his hand is warm against your skin, and you can feel as he's touching your head like this, and you can feel his artery in his arms thumping. So there's definitely some form of temptation there, and you're having trouble I'm not gonna make you roll a frenzy, but it's there.
I hope you are not, because he's my touchstone.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not, you can control it. I'm just letting you know that it's on the surface. It exists.
Okay.
So you feel something, but it's not strong. I still really like the way V5 does this better, but the idea that it's there.
Where have you been?
I was in France. We went on a trip, and it was very nice. I saw a vineyard and old castle and all these wonderful things.
I'm sorry I was gone for so long. That trip to Egypt turned out to be more complicated than I expected.
Oh, it's fine. I wanted to bring you a gift. He walks over towards the carriage, and you're already starting to feel tired as the minutes kind of move by. He goes into the carriage, grabs something, and comes out. It's like a large wooden box, sealed, and he puts it down on a table in your in the parlor. Wine. It's for you. I thought you would enjoy it.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
I also he kind of pats the box. He's like, I also threw a book in there or two. It's nothing, just some poetry.
Thank you.
I figured you'd enjoy some souvenirs from my trip. I worked very hard to pick them out specifically for you, and he's like narrowing his eyes because he sees that you're not looking well on it. He says he kind of bows slightly. He's like, "I'm sorry that if I've bothered you. I just wanted to make sure that you got these things."
No, it's fine. I am glad to see you again.
When you're feeling well, please let me know. I'll always be available for you. And have you decided the date?
The date?
Of,
Oh, you mean the date for? Oh,
yes. You told me that it was within the next week or so. Yes, is that still possible, or will we have to push things back?
I don't really know. See, there have been some complications.
Right,
But
right. Yes.
I will see if we can still do it at the date, but I need to make sure of a few things first. You understand?
Yes, I'll be. I need to prepare myself, so just let me know as soon as possible, and I will. I'm sorry. It's exciting. You can hear and here's the terrifying thing is because he says he's excited, you can hear it in his heartbeat, and it's thumping, and it's tempting, but he's at this point he's like maybe 10, he's like 5-10 feet away from you, so it's not like intensely tempting, but it's there. Your senses are so inhuman that it's hard for you to even relate to him the same way, and he sort of just starts turning around and making his leave. He walks back into the carriage, kind of
Better treat him right.
sets himself back in the seat, and they drive away. Unless you do something to interrupt him, I'm not sure.
Derek?
Yes, he's like stepping into the carriage as you call his name.
Come, if you want, you can come later during the evening or.
Oh, perfect. I don't have any plans. I'll if you want to see me in the evening, I don't mind. Yes.
I will be better by that point, I think.
Yes, you need to rest.
I'm sorry I had to welcome you like this.
No, it's fine. You must be dealing with a lot of stress. I was hoping that you'd be happy.
I am.
Good. He kind of gets into the seat again, and he says, "Well, then this evening."
This evening. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to squeeze you.
So,
Yeah.
is he gone?
Yes, he's gone.
He's such a good boy.
Okay. So once he's gone, I am. Oh God, what I am gonna do now?
I don't know, ma'am.
Give
What
him
should
to
we
me.
do?
What I'm gonna do?
She's like freaking out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wait, why are you freaking out? He's adorable.
Yes,
Protect
he is.
him. Protect him, goddammit. If he cries, I'm gonna stab you with my scalpel or some shit. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, how am I gonna explain to him I can only go out during night time and I might eat him.
Tell him that your melon is like really shitty.
Um,
I don't know.
Okay, well, so
Lady Anne said we could still have the wedding, so maybe we should just focus. And this is Armand kind of, speaking. He says, well, Lady Anne said we could have the wedding, so maybe we should just focus on trying to get that over with. And then once that is done, he will be bound to you for life. And, as they say, in sickness and in health, and this is certainly a sickness that he would need to be made aware of.
Oh God. You're probably right. Look, I am not thinking straight, Armand. Could you help me get back to my room before I fall to torpor again?
Yeah, he brings you back towards your room. Yeah.
Thank
I'm just imagining like this low growling of like William just like sleeping or like being half, or being in the hallway just like as you're walking up.
Okay. By the way, does this count as a meaningful interaction with my touchstone?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so I can solve the tempted condition.
Yes. Very good. Perfect.
Okay. So no more -1 penalty for frenzy. Thanks God.
That's useful. Yes. That would have been bad. I wanna pull the trigger on that, just have you kill your fiance, but that would be too easy.
No, I want to have him.
That's the problem. Is like if he just dies now, it'd be too easy. It's like, oh, I could, but no, it's not dramatic.
So I get 1 bit.
Yes, yes, you do.
I thought you just said, wait, do I get 1 beat if I kill him? I'm like, wait a minute.
No,
I get a beat from resolving the condition. So yeah, you mark that for me, please.
Yeah, because see, I had a condition called tempted, which I get when I almost go to frenzy, and the only way to solve it is to either enter frenzy or have a meaningful interaction with my touchstone. And
Yeah.
my fiance is my touchstone.
I'm imagining like the only way that I think he could make you frenzy is if he because he doesn't talk down to you unless he like accidentally lit one of your books on fire or something. Then you'd freak out. But I don't think destruction of property. I think is one of the other ones. So
It
it'd be
can
like,
actually theoretically calm me down when I am frenzied.
yeah, it's kind of awkward. Like he might make you frenzy and then calm you down.
Okay.
Oh, so he's like your hot and cold button. That's kind of hot. Hey, leave me alone.
Okay, so I guess I am going back to sleep, so you can go back to the other two.
Yes. So we sort of move into the evening. Closer to the evening, anyway, more towards the afternoon. My main concern is so you show some of these women around. You show the bards around. The Flyman does not want to stay here, but the other bard he'll probably stay. He's like, oh, I like this place. It looks nice. It's fancy.
It needs a bit of work, but
well, it's like a fully furnished 5-star hotel. So
yeah, he means more in terms of defenses, but
oh, okay. He's like, what do you mean? It's beautiful. It's like, no, we need to prepare for battle. I'm like, oh, I thought you said we weren't fighting a war.
no, we just need to prepare defenses in the terms of we at least want a big fence.
Like call the place a bastion.
Either way, Charlotte, how do you react when you see the large kind of hotel?
I go up to his side, I poke him in the tummy, and I'm like, how the fuck did you afford this?
Well, I loaned it from these vampires. Are you kidding me?
Like Charlotte just starts internally screeching, you what?
I called in a few favors.
Like she like looks really confused from him, and then she's like, I understand. I hope they're not asking much in return, or that these people will take some part in your deals.
Oh yeah, you know already that, or you know from your interactions with the kindred that they take promises very seriously. So if he's pulling in favors, that means that he might owe them later.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're not so different.
Fair enough.
In the grand scheme of things, I mean, we take our promises very seriously as well.
Yes, but we don't literally eat people.
Can we have something at the bar? Is it free? Like one of the bards like looking over at you. I'm not really entirely sure what he looks like, but I'll come up with something for next session for sure.
He'll sort of gesture towards the bar.
Drink,
Okay.
fat and happy.
Okay.
Eat, drink, make merry.
We barely had any food at the castle. This is amazing. No, like.
But Aravok's gonna excuse himself and
Sure.
head on up to the penthouse.
Yeah. Okay. Daisy's just kind of. I'm assuming you go into the room with Daisy.
Yeah.
Okay. So Daisy's just sort of laying on the bed, and her ankles like chained to the bed, and she's just kind of. Yeah, and she's just kind of laying there in her dress, kind of looks up when you come in. Oh, there you are. Where were you? You were gone for a while. I was getting a little worried.
Oh yeah, wait, can I follow him?
Yeah, you can follow him.
All right, I'm gonna follow you and see what you're doing with the princess. Where the fuck is Mario?
And you can't really lure. He can't really you know exactly where he is because of your oath. So.
Oh yeah. I don't understand. I always know where you are. I'm very content.
Aravok approaches the bed and starts undoing the chain.
What do you? You can't be serious. After all this, you're going to just. What's the catch?
I sort of peek my head and say, "Why do you have a woman chained to the bed?"
Are they driving?
We have guests, which means that you have guests.
Guests? Who did you invite?
People from
Those-
the old.
How many
So
people? How many people?
About a dozen.
Oh my goodness! Are you telling me that from what court did you convince to come this way?
I don't know, a little bit of this and that.
We both have no idea who the fuck we invited over. Charlotte, who did we invite over? I don't fucking know. You were the one talking.
Yeah. She's like, this is not going to be good if anybody finds out about this, that you've brought people here.
They are seeking a better existence.
Oh, this is better. Yes, it is. She like smiling, like she's like, because I guess I'm making it sound too sarcastic, but she's like trying to make it sound like she's happy. She's like, yes, this is much better. Yes, this is great. I'm so happy that
I'm gonna make my way over to Daisy and go chat and say, like, are you hurt or anything? How's the circulation to your limbs?
Yeah, you can actually like check her out. I'm not going to make you roll for that. Yeah, she, besides some like chafing around her, where she's been bound, she's fine. She's not hurt or anything.
Alright, so just minor chafing, you'll live.
If you want to do like a psychological exam, that would take more time, but
Depends on if I'm going to be allowed to do that in his presence or if he's just going to cut me off.
No, that's the question. So do you want to ask him to leave so you can talk to her in private, or are you gonna like?
Aravok, would you mind if I speak with this one in private? You wouldn't want your guests running rampant while you're not around, would you?
Sorry.
They are free to do as they wish, so long as they don't burn the place down.
And what if they just that?
I'll meet you there.
Either way, a doctor should be alone with your patients.
Yeah.
It's a Hippocratic oath.
Hypocritic oath.
It's like usually hypocritical, maybe.
Very well, I will be in the next room. He sort of looks towards Daisy. Like, should she try anything unpleasant, I will be
I'll make sure to
within
squeeze as loud
earshot.
as I can.
Ooh, okay. You get a lot of bonuses for this. So you have, it's going to be, I want it to be wits. So I'll say wits, but then you get your medicine and then you get 9 again. And you have a weird bonus from your kith. So you get a lot of stuff.
How scary.
Oh, it's by spending glamour. So you don't have to, you can spend glamour to get an extra die if you want. But you already have like 6 dice and 9 again from your professional training.
Alright, so I'm just doing like a basic medical check on her.
Yeah, well, this would be a psychological examination.
Alright, so I'm the dice pulling over my head, so it'd be
Yeah, so you get wits plus medicine, so that's 6, and then you get 9 again from your bonus. And then if you spend glamour, you'd get an extra die from your weird.
I think I'll just go with 6 and 9 again.
Sure, that's fine. Yeah.
I really have to organize my Discord channels. Alright, I got 1 success.
Okay, yeah, that's still good. So you get 1 success. So you recognize that if she's suffering from anything, it's probably like Stockholm syndrome.
Hi,
Like, oh,
out of
Arabak
character, I'm like, yeah.
is treating me really nice. I mean, kidnapped me, but he said that I'm a princess, and like I've never felt that, you know. And she starts talking, and you're like, yeah, okay, she's kind of now developing this complex.
This game has some fucked up romance stories.
Like, the thing is, I study this, so it's like...
Yes, that's why I'm like, you would know. She's developing like Stockholm syndrome.
I'd probably do my best.
It's not severe, like she's not deranged, but if you believe, if what she's saying is to be believed, then Arabak is actually treating her very well. But you're not sure if you're not 100% sure if she's delusional or if that's true. That's the key thing.
I see. Well, if he's treating you so well, could you perhaps explain why he had you bound the way that you were?
I'm honestly not sure, but he said it was necessary. So,
Did he do anything to you while you were bound?
Oh, I mean, that's what I expected at first, but...
Oh, I see. I would have expected the very same thing.
I wouldn't have minded, honestly, but... No, he didn't do anything.
So, you're here on your own. He kidnapped you.
Oh, that's correct. I was just... She kind of gives you a recounting of it and says, I was just standing in the doorway. I was greeting everybody, and then I felt a sudden shock, and next thing I knew, I was in this room.
All right, so if I'm to gather everything that you've said so far, you were kidnapped, brought here against your will by the dragon.
That's correct.
He bound you, and you desired for him to do things to you while you were bound.
Oh, no. He said that I was to be treated like royalty.
I see.
And she kind of points to the little crown that she has on her head.
I'm gonna inspect the crown to see if it's like legitimate or just like a piece of garbage.
It's not garbage. It's actually like it's not like high carat gold, but it's real.
Interesting. Tell me, where are you from?
What do you mean from? From
Place of origin, birth, residence. Any or all will do.
She's trying to remember, but it's difficult because changelings like You're asking her where she's from. She doesn't exactly know.
I see.
I think it was in the countryside somewhere. Yes, I used to tend a garden.
I see. And is everything... And you are content with how things are right now?
And then I was taken. And so you talk, and then she continues after like a pause. And then I was taken, and then after that point, I was rescued and brought into the castle. They wanted me to. They enjoyed my company, so they said that I could stand at the front and greet any other visitors that came our way. And I certainly wasn't expecting to have to go this far. But honestly, this experience is much less terrifying than losing my body and being picked out of the ground.
Well, I can certainly agree with that. So you are content as you are?
I'm growing more accustomed to it by the day, you could say, but the fact that others have now come certainly makes me feel more confident in this man, Erebach.
I see. And you're in no physical pain or trauma at the moment after anything that's happened?
Besides the usual pains, nothing out of the ordinary. I'm sure you know what she's.
Of course. The phantom pain strikes twice. But, alright, well, Shaw sort of nods, maybe takes out her diary,
You start making notes.
She tears it like the...
What the fuck is wrong with Erebach? Big bull.
Yeah, it's like Erebach there's like small notes like Erebach kidnapper, Daisy feels protected after kidnapping.
Yeah.
But didn't mind having things done. Like it's just all very questionable to her. So she's like maybe she's starting to think that maybe perhaps that Daisy was already a little bit off before she arrived, but then that's natural.
I mean, all changelings are off, so yeah.
Yeah. I forget that not everyone is as sane as she is. Well, quote unquote sane.
You're not sane either, but nobody is.
I think it's more like sane in different ways, if you understand what I'm saying.
Okay, sorry. So while you're writing in your diary, I'm gonna cut over to Erebach because I have an important question for him. So let's assume that a few of them stay the night. You have maybe maybe a handful of people, 3, 4, 5 of these women and that bard stay in the hotel. What are you going to have them do? Because it's kind of getting later in the day. So let me actually set a scene. So let's just montage around this. So there's spring court. So most of the stuff they do is they just throw a small little party inside of the lobby. They kind of get a little drunk. There's a little bit of they have fun. They have a good time. If you want, you can't harvest off of them because they're changelings. So you don't get any benefit there. They kind of have a small party. It's getting later into the evening. Whether the two of you on the penthouse want to get involved with that, that's up to you. But they're just having a small party. After that, maybe about the other 10 of them who are still who are unsure are like, oh, this is a great place. Maybe we'll come back, but they're expecting us at the castle. And we need to make sure the queen isn't worried, that kind of thing. So a whole chunk of them start leaving, and then there's a handful of them left. So if there's anything you want to do within that period of time, let me know.
Well, he was going to bring Daisy down to meet them.
Right, okay. So there's a big, yeah.
You could bring Daisy down once I'm done.
So I'll give you this information now then. So she recognizes all of them are from the spring court. So now you guys know that in character.
Yeah,
so these are all spring court people.
Oh, yeah, I'll just say for now, like Charlotte's gonna act as her chaperone to observe her mental status as things go on.
Yeah. She seems fairly comfortable with these people. They're all in the same court, so.
She's a precious test subject now.
Whew. But yeah, so she would tell you guys in character that these are all Spring Court people that they haven't defected, so to say, but they've come over to your hotel, and they like partying. So she kind of encourages them to have a good time, and they start having a small party. It's nothing like incredibly wild, because it's still Victorian. It's Victorian era, so it's a polite party.
Oh my god, the bug loosened his collar just a tad.
But they get slightly drunk.
Eravok introduces her as Princess Daisy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And they're all kind of flattered. They kind of laugh at first, but I think you make it very clear that you're serious. And they're like, "Oh, okay."
He goes on to explain that she isn't so much that
she's a waifu.
She's a wife. She's a symbol that represents something to protect.
Yeah. Oh, she's so fragile. I hope that she is protected here. I think a lot of people are actually, as strange it is, because you don't place it in the context that you've kidnapped her. So they all actually are very happy, and she seems very happy. So they're all actually very pleased with the course of action that you've taken. I was more concerned over the idea of are you going to let the rest of them leave, or are you going to force them to stay, or how does that work? Once everything kind of dies down, do you?
No. He's going to be the choice is yours to leave, but
okay.
It's
okay.
We're here, we're out there, and we're
right. So
we're eventually going to be a better option than these other twerps.
Right. You just make that very clear that you're welcome to come back when they leave, and they make their way out. And at that point,
it's where we are. The door is open.
Right. So there are 4 women who stay, and that doesn't include Daisy. So there are 4 women who stay, and then there's the bard who stays. Then the other bard leaves. The fly man. He's like, I'm out of here. Bye. He leaves quickly, and eventually they will probably find out. The Spring Queen will probably find out about this place, but they might not talk about it for a while. Do you ask them to keep it secret, or do you want them to know?
No, he's got nothing to hide. It's a free market. If they want to defect to his free court, it's their business. It's got nothing to do with their so-called queen.
Sure. Okay. So that happens. So you let them. So I'm going to assume that you get rooms. There are enough rooms in the hotel for hundreds of people. But what I mean to say is that I'm assuming you get the people who decide to stay. You get them set up in the rooms and such.
Yes, I try and iron that out with the ghouls that are
The
manning
ghouls who are manning the place. They'll help you get everyone set up. They take all the things that these people brought with them to their rooms, and so that's all set. Is there anything else? So after it's the sun's starting to come down now. After you've helped everyone out, is there anything else you're doing at night?
I'd probably pull him away for a talk after everything's said and done.
Okay. I'm just gonna cut over to Lisa real quick to say that you'd be waking up now.
So I guess I spend one more vitae.
Yeah, I think I want to be nice and say it's only one, but I think according to the rules, it's you have to spend one immediately if you're doing that, and then if you wake up naturally again, I think it's another one.
So I spend one. Great. Now I only have one vitae left. So The first thing I will do when I wake up is go to fucking feed before he arrives.
Yeah, good idea. It is going to be difficult because of the time. You know, you can't go out hunting all night. You know, you don't have unlimited time, but it's not going to be super difficult. Let me get
You
you.
can if you're a prostitute.
Well, no, I'm saying she's expecting a visitor, so she can't just like go out all night hunting. You know, she has like she has like maybe 4 hours, so it's not like.
Should we go pay her a visit?
So you don't have to rush, but it's like you want to get it done within like a 4 hour, 2-3 hour window.
I need enough vitae to be stable.
Right, that's also important. Let me go to. Sorry, I want to go grab the penalties real quick because I want to make this somewhat difficult for you because there is a small time constraint and there is those kind of things going on.
With my luck, a vampire hunter will show up or something.
Yeah, you don't have feeding grounds. You don't have. So who are you hunting? Then is the question.
Okay, I am tempted to try animals, but
Yeah.
I think I will need human blood if I want enough nutriment.
Okay.
So I will go to a bar and try to attract humans to
That
me.
sounds good. I'm gonna give you a few bonuses because you went to the bar before.
Yeah.
So I'll actually give you a bonus here, and then I'll give you it'll be 3 dice. So it depends on how long are you trying to do this quickly because you're not doing it. I'm assuming like an hour, but if you want to take longer than that and risk like keeping him waiting, then you can get a bonus. But if you fail, then that means that you'll keep him waiting.
I will go with 1 hour.
Okay. So then we'll just assume normal amount of time. How are you kind of getting these humans interested? Is it seduction? Is it?
I try to play on seduction after all.
Okay.
Don't play with your food too much.
It's pretty easy. So I'll say, I'll give you a +1 bonus on top of your normal roll.
Okay, so that would be presence plus, I don't know, socialize or persuasion.
Yeah, whichever's better for you. But it's not formal, so it'd probably be persuasion would be better. Yeah.
Okay, persuasion. Can I apply striking looks?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Okay, so that would be +1, and you said you gave me a +1 bonus?
Yeah, from the because you've been to the bar before and it's sort of like a repeat. These aren't necessarily the same guys, but maybe one of them is the same.
Okay, so that would be 6 dice.
Yeah, exactly.
Please don't fail me now.
Yeah, but if you fail, then you can make another roll.
Yeah, but I will waste more time.
Right, but you are allowed to. You can fail here; it won't destroy your
2 successes.
That's not bad. So here's my question: You're aiming not to kill anybody, I assume.
I am. Let me guess. You'll ask me for a frenzy roll.
Oh, so you are going to kill someone? Okay.
Right.
I don't want a frenzy roll, but I want a humanity roll.
Wait, what?
Oh, so I said, are you gonna? Oh, you don't want to kill someone. So I misheard you. Sorry. I thought you said yes. I thought you said you were going to kill someone.
I thought that too. I thought you were saying you wanted to murk someone. I was like, holy shit, she's going for the jugular.
Oh, yeah. Okay. The reason there was a misunderstanding because in French we actually use a separate word for yes when you say yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so let me rephrase.
No, I am not gonna kill someone. Sorry.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to confuse.
I
didn't mean to. Well, now you have to roll frenzy because you might kill them anyway. So that's the now. Now I have to have you roll frenzy. So we'll do that now. You succeed. So you get this guy alone in the back of the bar. So you're behind the bar. There aren't any witnesses, but you might just freak out and kill him.
Do I get a penalty?
Yeah, because you're starving. So yes.
How much?
Let me check. I'm getting it right now. I need to grab the frenzy. Okay, here we go. modifiers. It's going to be the penalty is -4 to your willpower.
-4?
Yeah, because you're starving.
That leaves me with one die.
Great.
All right, Merkham.
Can I at least spend willpower to...
If you spend willpower, then you stave it off temporarily.
Okay, yeah, but it will give me a +1, correct?
No, the way it works is
I'm pretty sure it does.
for resisting frenzy. It says you basically so it determines if you can't spend it on the frenzy roll itself, but if you frenzy, then you can resist it with spending willpower.
Yeah, but I think it does.
Oh, okay. No. It says cannot. Yeah, it can't be spent to get bonus dice on the roll. As different effect, point of willpower holds off the beast for 1 turn. Bites off the friendly, growl, hiss, etc. Once you stop spending frenzy, you roll again. So if you spend willpower, then you automatically hold it off temporarily, but then you'll have another turn, and then if whatever happens after that, you have to roll again or spend another willpower.
Okay, well, I will spend 1 for now.
Okay. So for the first turn, you're still frenzying, but you're holding it off.
Okay.
Hey, after this, can I meet her at her house?
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
Technically, I'm still.
You're still in the. I haven't told you what happens at the hotel yet. So.
Oh,
we'll
this
see.
thing's gonna happen. Oh no.
I didn't say nothing was going to happen. I said we'll see. So if you want to go and you want to leave, that's fine. But I'm saying that we're not done.
Okay.
Session's not over yet. So yeah. So first, I'll say because you don't want to kill him, right? So you take 3 first.
Oh, yeah. So I take 3 vitae.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you have to roll again, but the penalty is going to be less now. So you get -2 only to the willpower roll.
Really?
Yeah, because now you're hungry. You're not starving.
Oh, right. I forgot. So I now have to 4 vitae, correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, -2, and
Yeah.
I have a +1 from willpower, correct?
No, there's no +1.
Oh, my bad. You were already including. Okay.
Yeah.
So that will be 3 dice.
Yeah.
I will try with that. It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Crossing the fingers. And 0 success. I go frenzy.
Oh, actually, so I see what you were referring to now. Yeah, you do get to roll 1 more die.
Oh.
There you go. So you do get 1.
Do I reroll everything or?
No, just roll 1 die.
I don't think
if that's a success, then that would matter.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't see that. Now I see it.
1 success.
Ooh, there you go. Okay, just barely. See, Lisa is the queen of dealing with frenzy here. Okay, so that means that you feed on him. The kiss takes effect. He's just kind of confused. You're still hungry, but you're not starving at this point.
And I get the fucking tempted conditions back.
Yeah. Oh, do you? Because you resist. Oh, you resisted. Right. You resisted the frenzy.
Unless, let me check something. I think maybe I cannot get it multiple times in the same. Or I am confusing with another one.
Well, it's been like one.
No, I still get it. I confused it with another one.
Yeah.
Okay, great. But at least I am not hungry anymore. I am not starving anymore.
No, you're not.
Okay, now I go back home.
Okay, now you go back home. All right, got it. So that was your scene.
You really need a Snickers or something.
That was good. You got lucky there. I was like, oh, I want to kill this guy and I want to make it look bad for you, and then yada yada yada. But
you're not yourself when you're hungry.
Luckily, that doesn't happen. Now, here's where things get fun. So, where are you at night? Are Aravok, Charlotte? Are you both in rooms upstairs or in the penthouse? Or are you in?
That's a good
Well,
question because I don't know if I'm if I'm still supposed to be staying with Lisa.
Well, okay. Let's assume this is like before you're about to go. You're thinking about it. You're like, okay, I should go back to Lisa's house. Yada yada. But you're still there. So like, you're in the lobby then? I'd assume.
So yeah, I'm in the lobby. I'm having a
You're
small
about to leave.
conversation with Eric about what he's planning on doing with these people.
Okay, so you're both in the lobby. Okay, so continue your conversation then, and I'll.
So what exactly is your whole plan? You want to create a bastion that's not with the freehold?
That is correct. Their terms and conditions did not agree with me.
And what would those terms and conditions be?
Who was it that he saw? The King of Winterhold or some shit?
I don't know who. I don't know which one you're talking about because you met with two of them. You met with the Summer Regent and you met with Piper, who's the Autumn King, de facto. Not like the only two people who are actually like officially royalty are like the Winter and the only people who are actually in charge officially are like the Winter Queen and the Spring Queen, but the other two are sort of de facto leaders, and they're not actually.
Well, there was that guy that complimented him for being, direct and forward and whatnot, and yet he was sort of beating around the bush and, being a sneak, which Aravok didn't like.
I don't know who that was. This is like 3 weeks ago. I don't remember.
It might have been the Piper, because Piper was all the magic.
No, it wasn't Piper. It was the other guy.
It was the Regent then? Yeah. Because the Regent didn't really know you, so. Yeah, he sees you. He's like, oh, yeah, you're yeah. I can see him saying that. Anyway, you continue.
It was like the Regent was a hypocrite, and he just doesn't approve of their methods.
I see. So your solution is to branch away and create an
alternative.
And you're sure they won't be upset by this?
If they become upset, then they're no better than the gentry they claim to fight.
Speaking of the devil, you see.
If you say fucking princess, I'm gonna lose my shit.
In the glass, you actually see like a color just sort of coming up, very bright against the night sky.
What's your code name?
Just starting to sashay her way in, push the door open, just sort of give a light little curtsy. She's still wearing the same dress. I actually want both of you to make me like wits medicine rolls real quick. So you would get 9. So Charlotte, you would get 9 again on this, and then he wouldn't.
Why are you trying to give her a panic attack?
I'll get Jack Nicholson.
Yeah,
but it's just a generous 2 dice unless I get a negative or something like that.
Maverick, do you have a code name?
Aravok is his code name.
No, wait. Are we not supposed? Wait, is Aravok not his real name?
No, it's not. I didn't know that actually. So he had been using.
All right, so you should be calling me Lily now.
Lottie, I think it was, right?
No, I changed mine to Lily because I got 4 successes. Thank God.
Okay, I just want to see if Aravok notices this.
Probably not, but
Did you re-roll the 9? Because you get 9 again, so you get another die. Okay, just making sure to see if you crit or not.
Yeah, if I crit, I would be having a ball right now.
So both of you noticed this actually. When she's coming in, she's not walking normally. She actually has like a limp on her foot. So she's kind of dragging her foot a bit as she's coming in, but she's trying to hide it like by kind of bowing slightly and like not moving too much. But you both are like, so for Aravok, the context I was thinking was that he's a warrior, so he like notices these kind of weaknesses, right? And for Charlotte, obviously you're a doctor. You notice that she's like limping on one of her feet. So she's dragging one of her feet. As she's coming in, she sort of gives you a small smile. Oh, hello. She gives you a small wave.
I'd say that Charlotte goes pale, but she's already white as fucking paper
Right.
naturally, so she's like,
So, what? Yeah, it'd be the opposite. You actually get color to your cheeks.
Yeah.
she goes bright red. Oh god. No, I feel like her lips form into like a tight line as like butterflies fill her stomach.
Princess just sort of wiggles her fingers at you. I heard through the grapevine that something was going on here. I just wanted to see what that was. I don't believe we've met. She looks at Aravok. Oh, you're quite interesting. Good to meet you.
Wait, does that mean she recognizes me?
She extends her hand out towards Aravok. Can you make me Aravok, can you roll me like a wits occult real quick?
Let me just check that.
Can I study the handshake?
Yeah, you can. Well, so what do you like? Yeah, there's nothing suspicious about the way she's holding out her hand. You're not really. She could probably be doing something, but she probably just wants to shake his hand.
So you limped here just to investigate? It looks dangerous for you to be walking around that leg.
And you are?
You may call me Louie.
Reroll that.
Louie. I think like I misheard what you said. I'm not sure if you said Lily or Louie or which is it?
Lily.
Lily. Okay.
3. Reroll that.
Very nice. Okay, that's very good.
3 successes.
Okay, so what you notice is that as she's talking, she says, "Interesting." You notice that almost like something's pouring out of her mouth, like colors of her words.
Fucking vomiting on the carpet.
And you see like almost this black smoke kind of drifting out of her mouth as she's talking about you. And you realize that she when she talks about people, they come out as certain, colors. And you were briefed on Princess before, but this is the first time you've actually like made contact with her. And you might have been told by Alistair about this, but it's the first time that you've experienced it firsthand, and you realize that there's a very potent color like this. It's not even a color; it's just black, and that to you is very striking. That it seems like she can just sort of determine a color for you based on the way that she feels about you, and for you, it's just sort of this black smoke that just drips out from her mouth that isn't visible to everybody, but you see it immediately.
Can I see it?
Yeah, you could roll the same thing if you want to try to see it. It's a cult.
All right, what's a cult? That's 4 dice. It's not that bad, honestly.
Not bad, no. I'll let you roll it too.
God.
Okay, yeah.
What the fuck are these rolls?
So yeah, and so one thing you notice is that when she turns to you, it's the same color as your hair. It's this horrible kind of sickly seafoam green that kind of drips out from her tongue.
She sort of like puffs her cheeks. She's like, "Why do you do this? Why are you like this? Why is your mouth doing those things?"
Oh, it's just how I talk.
Yes, I too would
Do you-
enjoy to vomit colors voraciously when I speak.
She leans back. She's like, you're feisty.
She sips her tea. Happens. It's
Are
a
you,
learned
you're
trait.
drinking tea in the middle of the lobby, just like,
Yeah, well, I mean, like my whole idea with with my conversation with Averick was I was planning on like having a little tea set and like
Oh,
sipping
okay.
tea as I spoke with him.
oh,
So
okay.
she sort of like sips. He's like, it's a
What
learned
kind of
trait.
tea is it?
Well, fuck Earl. It's probably early morning breakfast tea because I fucking hate Earl Grey. But actually, wait. Then again, she's a pretty bitter person. She'd probably enjoy Earl Grey.
Jesus.
Let's go with that.
Okay. Great. All right.
Just like the inner workings of my soul.
She blinks a bit. Like she can tell like what tea you're drinking, even just like by looking at the cup, and probably this very slight sensory kind of stuff. So she mumbles that to herself.
Like she just like narrow her eyes and be like very observant. A tea concierge.
I'm beyond connoisseur.
Fair enough. She sips again.
It's good to meet you. What's your name?
As I said before, you may call me Lily.
She kind of tilts her head. Know your name.
Lily.
No, your full name.
Liliana Ann Frake the Third.
Lily Anna Frank III. Do you just give her a name?
Well, yeah, the name is literally Lily. Yeah.
No, but she's saying like, what's your your full name?
Oh, she was asking for my last name too.
Yeah. So she's like, okay,
Oh.
yeah. She's not like, yeah. She doesn't think your name is weird. She's just like, yeah, you're full, like Lily. Okay,
All
but
right,
what's
my
your
bad. Well, my full name would be Lillian Rose.
Lily Ann Rose.
This is something funny about me.
It's the worst fake name I've ever heard. It's so cheesy. You're terrible at this.
Oh, believe me, I've come up with worse.
You're so bad. You shouldn't even bother hiding it. Oh my goodness.
With all due respect, I'm a doctor, not a literature major.
Oh, you're a doctor. Oh, that's good. I could use a doctor. Could you
And I
take a
could
look?
use some cyanide right now.
Could you take a look at this? My foot.
Is she gonna like stick out her leggy or some shit?
No, she just puts it forward. She's like, could you take a look at my foot?
Oh, right, because she was hurt there, yes.
Correct. Yes.
I'm debating if I touch her, is something. Can I like roll like an occult that if I touch her, is something bad gonna happen
What
to
do you mean
me?
touch her? Like,
Like, am I gonna like? Because if I like go to inspect the leg a little bit, am I gonna like? Get, like,
the only thing that you would, I'm not going to make you roll for this because you know about gentry to a degree, and you know about Fey, you know about Fey biology because you study under like a doctor. The only thing you might need to be worried about is if she tries to like actually use a contract against you, or like maybe kiss you, or do something weird like that, or like get her fluids, or like bleed inside of your mouth, like that kind of stuff would be very bad. But otherwise, no, there's really nothing you need to worry about from like direct contact.
She sort of like sip her tea and thought. Depends. What can you trade me for my services?
Well, let me deal with my business here first, and then we can discuss.
Very well.
I wanted to meet with, well, who's ever running this place.
She points towards Avarok. The dragon can talk to you about that.
Oh, good. Yes, well, Mr. Dragon,
I was not aware we had business.
Oh, but we do. Yes. This is a very important business. I was told that this was an embassy of sorts.
Of sorts.
Is that correct?
You could say that.
All right. I just wanted to extend my hand as a welcome guest of your embassy. It would be wonderful to have a safe place for myself. I've been sort of wandering between places in this city. It's good to know that they've finally given me a home. And this place is just top notch. I approve.
Of course she does.
She's still holding out her hand, but she kind of retracts it after she realizes you're not going to shake.
You know what I am.
Yes, I do. You're a soldier, spawn of that. Well, she like struggles for a bit
Shall not
just
be
to
named.
mention him. The Dragon Father, yes. I know him. We've talked.
Oh,
We're familiar. I can recognize his kin.
As one of his kin, you should know that I am not intimidated by your presence, but rather suspicious.
Oh, I'm not trying to intimidate you, sir. I'm just trying to extend a
flag.
extend a flag. I wanted to know if this place would be safe for me. It seems so.
For one that speaks in colors, what color would you say your flag is?
Oh. Well, I'm certainly not the type to surrender immediately. But I'm not here to declare
Oh, she's
war
not
on
a
you.
Frenchie. Sorry.
I'm not here to declare war on you either. I'm trying to remain neutral. As is the person who controls this city. I assume that was the point of this embassy. When they told me about it, I figured that's what this meant. Extending into this domain a place of neutrality.
They. Who is they?
Oh. You're not aware of Mithras?
Wait, aren't you his friend? How do you not know Mithras? She sort of like narrows her eyes and looks at like a rock. Like, aren't you like his best friend or something? I don't know.
Yeah, the memory's a little hazy now. You're not sure.
You were quite buddy with him at the party. Then again, I left rather fast.
Actually, so Eravok, I'll have you roll 2 dice for clarity here, because because you realize your memories have been messed with.
Shouldn't he have rolled clarity for starter because he is having a long contact with a true fire?
Oh, I'll get to that at the end of the scene.
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind then.
No, you're right. I was thinking about that. Yeah, but I'll get to that when we finish. Because yeah, he's gonna have to roll that, but I'd rather not whammy him with 50 things. Okay, yeah, you're good. Okay, so no effect. Okay, so yeah, you kind of shrugged it off. You're like, oh, you realize that your memories must have been altered at some point, but it doesn't really shake your sanity because you realize this must be normal procedure for them.
This is odd. I have no recollection of ever meeting such a person.
Oh, is that true? She sort of like jots. She sort of takes out diaries and jotting down. Vampires have mind-altering implications or powers.
Yes, it is quite true. I do not lie.
All right, well, He's a very important person in the city. One could say the most important. And he made it very clear to me that he expects neutrality in these matters between our kinds. So I'm not surprised that he's created this place. Or I should say, allowed it to come into being. And you're the one in charge here?
That is
Aravok?
correct. Though we do... how would you say it is? Unofficially, we do have...
She kind of she like gestures toward you and she says, "Look, Miss Lily Ann Rose, take note of this man. He projects himself confidently and his name is strong, stern, forceful. Your name makes you seem like someone who doesn't know the difference between a poetry book and a well-written novel." Oh, a garbage. I think she meant to say a garbage poetry book and a well-written novel.
Yes, but I know the difference between all my scalpels and the best one to stab you with, so I think that's good enough for me.
Oh, you want to stab me? She kind of leans in.
Please do not approach me and invade my personal space.
Too late.
Please back away.
Are you threatening me?
I've never heard a threat start with please. Have you? She sort of like tilts her head and winds her eyes.
Yes, I have.
Then you've received weird threats.
You could say I'm the definition of weird, my dear.
Sounds interesting. She sips her tea.
Do you have any more of that?
Enough. There will be no fighting here.
I agree.
Oh, well, thank you for keeping her in line. She's being very rude to me.
Invading my
Please.
personal space is rude.
Can I have some tea?
I'll go get another cup.
Thank you. So, Mr. Aravok, I appreciate everything you've done. Thank you.
And what is everything I've done?
Oh, well, you've created a wonderful haven for people like me. We can finally feel safe without these kindred bearing down our backs.
Of course, she's fucking happy.
Basically, she's happy you created a safe haven that she believes is for her as well.
Also, she is happy because if Aravok managed to break the seasonal regime, it will make changelings lose their protections against the fire.
I was going to ask you actually. So what? She's going to ask you actually if you've formed any contracts to establish this freehold. Where? How are you aligned with the seasons? Which, from what I've heard, there was a freehold in the castle. Is that no longer the case? Are you the new king of summer?
I do not approve of their methods. I thought it in my best interest to go about things my own way.
Yes, I see. It is always best to follow your own desires. The heart always knows the best way.
Unless it stops beating.
You come back with the cup and just start pouring.
Like I just gently please, unless it stops beating, then you're dead and up for free dissection. By the way, I'm claiming either of your bodies if you die in the next 3 months.
I've met plenty of people with no heartbeat that are still walking around in this city. She starts drinking. She sits next to you at the bar and just starts drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Did you try to put anything in the cup, or you did? Because that wouldn't work. I'm just saying.
I added extra sugar.
Oh,
I'm gonna make her fat.
great. Okay.
I don't
She can
know.
change her appearance at any time, so I just imagine she just like suddenly just plumps up. She's like, oh.
You bastard! How could you?
No. She doesn't. She sits next to you and just starts sipping.
Is there a reason you desire to be so close to me?
Because you're interesting and a little pretty.
Don't worry. Next time I'll wear my mask.
So can you roll me like a subterfuge composure? Composure subterfuge. Yeah, that works.
Oh, that's what I'm good at. Wait a minute.
Yeah, that is what.
You're giving me a roll. I'm good. Wait a minute. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I got 3 successes.
Ooh, nice. Okay, let's see how she does then. Give me a sec. Because this is what she's good at.
Don't you try to one-up me. This is the only thing I'm good at.
Mm-hmm. I'll go easy on. Let's do this. She doesn't use it.
When Nova uses the loop, feels good.
What the? Lauren, can you just chill for like?
Fine. I'll eat less sugar next. I had 2 apples. Apples full of sugar.
Okay. You got 3, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
She get like 6.
I'm counting now. Hold on. Because she has to re-roll. She has to re-roll a lot of these. This is 3 re-rolls. So that's 2. Okay. So 2 dice. Oh, that's a 9 also. Okay. I thought this was a 6. No, it is a 6. Okay. Good. I'll re-roll these. Oh boy. Okay. You got. Oh wait. So you got 3. You said.
Mm-hmm.
She got 4. Okay.
God damn it.
Try.
What was she trying to do?
So she's just trying to determine your how you feel, like, because she's trying to, like, because I'm assuming that you're afraid, but I want to know if you've changed your opinion about her, because before you were like you wanted to get 20 feet away from her at all times.
Yeah, so it's actually really
I'm trying
strange.
to determine how you feel about her now. Because that's what she's trying to figure out about you right now. Because she's trying to see if you.
Yeah, all right, I understand.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Before she feared her, but after seeing her in the dream and such,
Yeah.
she has like
and you know all her weaknesses. So
yeah, well, things like the main like 2 emotions she'd feel was like she has some slight discomfort, but it's like very slight discomfort. But with the more I guess like the more overarching feeling, she's like this morbid curiosity about Princess.
Yeah, I mean, it's on top of that, you also know all of her weaknesses now, so she's not really that scary.
Yeah, I suppose that's it. But the main thing was that she confronts them and she's like, I'm now morbidly curious about this individual.
Yeah. So she's sitting next to you. She's like,
Does it help that Aerovox in the room as well?
yeah, that helps too. Yeah, if she tries anything, you just be like, get out, brah, fire.
You really must want your leg checked out.
I'm not desperate, but you mentioned you were a doctor, so I figured you'd be able to help.
That is my main job, and that is my main purpose after all.
She kind of reaches forward. She doesn't touch your face, but she kind of just points at your face. That tone is very nice. She kind of wiggles her finger like this, and you see her finger just start turning like stark white. Oh. Yeah.
She like copying my.
Oh yes, I like this. Oh yes, and you see her arm just start turning white as well, and her whole skin tone just changes from like gray, because it's gray. It changes now to this white, this stark white color. I like this very much.
Her cheeks sort of like puff up, and she's like, "Well, I guess they say that copying is the greatest compliment."
Inspiration, my dear, inspiration. I'm not copying you. I'm an artist. We all are.
Well, I'd more argue that we're an artist, a warrior, and a doctor.
A
But
warrior?
as you wish.
Well, yes, I wasn't expecting the Dragon Father's kin to be a baker. But
Though admittedly, that would be very entertaining.
who is he fighting? That is my question.
We turn towards Avarok.
A warrior is pointless without war, aren't they?
Well, I suppose then they would be a veteran.
You've established this place for peace, but you're a warrior. That's kind of ironic. So, am I right to conclude that you're not actually creating a peaceful embassy, but rather amassing an army? Forgive me if I'm jumping too far, of course. I'm just curious myself. I can help, if that's what you need.
Give me more work, of course.
Because I don't believe for one moment that one of his kin would simply settle down, especially in a chaotic time like this.
What is a warrior but an experienced soldier or fighter?
Are you afraid to go to war?
Hardly.
And yet you're here. What I mean to say is, why are you not by your father's side?
Because this is where I ended up.
Oh,
Okay, right?
so an accident?
Wherever the journey goes, there I am. As I was once told.
So you're wandering. I see. Well, if you need help getting back to your home, I can provide that as well. Don't let these people in the freehold, in that castle, these people in the city, don't let them convince you that you belong here. Because it's a lie. It's a flat lie.
A man may choose where he belongs, I believe.
But then he'd be lying to himself. And that's not good.
Well, if he does as you suggest, he'll simply be bending to what the world expects of him.
Expects? To return to the one that birthed you? There's no shame in that.
There certainly is if you resent them.
Well, that's where there's a point of interest.
And what makes you think I do not belong here?
Well, she kind of like does this little height, she's like pointing out how tall you are, she's like, oh, well, these kindred who live in the city aren't going to respect you for what you are. And those people at the castle, they probably see you as a monster. The only place you'll ever be at home is out of this world and in the world that I belong to. And if you want to stay here, that's perfectly fine. But every moment of it will be in misery.
I have established my freehold, if you will,
Yes, I've noticed. And
as a middle ground between what I am and what the kindred are. I acknowledge their way of things. I acknowledge their presence and their power and influence within this realm, which is what makes such a place necessary. It is for a lack of a better way to put it, a mutual understanding, a way to bridge the gap between our differences.
She's like nodding. Yeah, she's like nodding along with you. I see. And why do you believe you're the best person to do this?
Well, I'll be blunt. I'm not like you.
Oh, you're not like me in what way? She's mostly just like checking out the back of her hand, kind of playing with her new skin.
I don't speak with a forked tongue, doubled speak, and honeyed words.
No, you certainly don't. You are very blunt. That's a lesson that you'll have to learn, unfortunately. Those in power shouldn't speak what's on their mind, but they should always know what those underneath them are thinking.
Those in power, if they wield true power, should not be afraid to speak what's on their mind.
You're going to have to learn a lot, but it's all right. I'll be here to help you. Now, I've
And
what
where in your delusionally colored mind do you think that I need help?
She just shrugs and turns toward Charlotte. So, about the matter of my foot.
Yes.
There's very deep internal damage. This sort of thing would require very extensive work.
Well, I hope you're not underestimating my ability.
Oh, no, I'm just trying to give you an idea of what the treatment would be worse.
Huh.
A measure of the effort, a measure of the time required.
I suppose it would have to be a mixture of both, but I would have to inspect your
How
appendage.
do you, oh, all right. I was going to ask, before you took a look at it, what sort of method of payment do you accept? Do you deal in human currency? Do we work through a market? How would you like to settle this?
I suppose we could discuss that. But
She starts unwrapping the bandage on her leg, and you can see that her foot is sort of burned and gnarled and sort of supernaturally damaged.
all right,
Like
well,
it's the side of her, it's like the bottom of her foot is like melted.
it seems first I'd have to establish a few ground rules how this will work. Payment can be discussed at later on, but in essence, I would like you to stay out of my head and to not influence me as I work. Actually, scratch that. Period.
You don't want me to what?
I don't want you screwing with my head like the last gentry I ran into did. Is that understood?
She does like a motion of like a screw. I'm not planning on putting any screws in your head, dear.
Fine, let me put in more
You're
layers.
the doctor, and I don't need any head surgery.
Fine, I'll put it in very, very clear terms for you. You will do nothing to me.
Nothing?
She thinks for a moment. Like, sorry, I'm trying to work around I'm just trying to work out how I would set this
How am
up.
I supposed to pay you if I can't do anything for you?
I suppose we'll discuss at the end, but
You're not very good at making deals either. You're fresh. I get it. It's fine. We can discuss this at length, but I wanted to make this quick.
fine.
I can find someone else. You know, the Red Death has very good doctors that I can just call at any time. And
Just
if
show
you're
me your
not
luck
willing.
already.
No, she did. She already showed
All
her
right,
foot.
so I'm just gonna
And you have to roll 2 dice
I
because
have
she's
to roll-
talking about your gentry.
I have to roll about. Oh wait, she's talking about my. Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, she's trying to mess with your head.
That's what she does, and she is very good at it.
I'm well aware. I've seen Princess before. I have one
Okay.
success.
So 1 die. And just roll another one to see if you take damage. Okay, lucky you. Okay, no. So it does affect you, but you're not like what the like.
Like I see like a.
But
She
you are
looks-
like it's like insulting. Like she's mentioning your gentry is like, and you're just like, oh, like it makes
She
you
closes her.
uncomfortable.
She closes her eyes, and obviously annoyed.
Yeah.
Please do not bring him up while I'm working.
Oh, he must have worked with you. I see.
I'm looking over your luck now. May I have silence for a few moments? I wouldn't want to make stagnus your.
She actually
proposed.
like you see her lips kind of actually like seal shut.
Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna roll 9. I'm gonna take my time with doing this. So can I roll intelligence and medicine?
Intelligence medicine, yeah. Go ahead.
And you know what? Just for you, Nova, since I know you like this character, I'm gonna add some willpower to it. So I'm using 11 dice.
You don't need to use 11 dice.
Fine, I'll just stick with 8.
Yeah,
Or
but you
9,
do get
my
9
bad.
again. You do get 9 again though.
Also, oh yeah, I get 9 again because my cavalry.
And you can spend glamour to get an extra die if you want. If you have that special ability.
Well, I want my 7 glamour, so I'm gonna keep it at 9.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna go kill myself. I'll be right back.
Ooh, okay. Well, what I will say is that it's not that you've literally never seen anything this intense before in terms of injuries. Like you've seen stuff. You were trained to treat like organ transplants and things like that. This is like her foot is like melting off, like ice cream, or like paint. It's like dripping, and you're like, aha. You don't really know how to deal with it, but it definitely seems like she might need a new foot, or you would need to do something of that nature. But it's not really something you know how to deal with. And the weird thing is, she's clearly putting on. This is something that you would probably know is that most of these things are shapeless. So the fact that it's still a wound, means that it's something that she is actually like affected by on a supernatural level, but that's all you know. So like it's not like someone just cut her foot because she could just heal that instantly. But this is like a wound that is deeper than that. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like it's some kind of supernatural wound.
Oh, then would I be able to roll an occult roll to see what exactly sort of would I be able to make an occult roll now?
No, you failed. So, but you know that it's not normal wound. You just don't know how to treat it really. You deal with organs, you don't really deal with limbs.
Huh.
And on top of that, this is like abnormal. So it's like beyond your it's not necessarily beyond your expertise, but it's out of your field. You do a lot more like internal, like, okay, guts, hearts, feet, not really. You could even do like brain surgery to a degree, but like this is a little harder. Not like her internal organs. And you're not really sure where her organs begin or end because it seems like her foot is like melting itself, which doesn't really make anatomical sense. Like her toes and her feet are just like fused together and they're just melting all at once.
Would I be able to make a recommendation for her?
Yeah. It just may not be like very good, but you could make a recommendation.
No, I mean like a recommendation to go see someone in the red thing.
Yeah, yeah. You could
Right.
do that. Yeah.
So after taking some time to study it, she would furrow her brow. Sadly, as it seems, this is a bit far from what I've studied during my time in the hedge. I could make a recommendation to someone you should see, but your wound goes past the physical level and much more into, well, I would say,
metaphysical, I understand. That's what I
yes.
figured.
You might need
How
a
long do I have, doctor? Is she like this is dramatic?
I suppose that depends on how hard you're holding on to it. Your foot appears to be melting itself.
I noticed. It hurts. She squints a bit, and you can see that she's visibly like in pain.
I'm not so sure if anything I could give you would ease the pain.
That's fine. I'll go somewhere else. Thank you.
Yeah.
She like wraps it up. And the weird thing is like when she wraps it, it doesn't seem to be dripping onto the bandage or anything. It's like very weird. Like, it doesn't make physical sense. Like she wraps it up and it doesn't have any physical signs of her being injured. Just the fact that she can't move her foot. Like it looks
If you'd like, I
perfectly
could give
normal.
you a recommendation to an acquaintance I used to know within the red.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
I slide her generic name of Bob the Builder.
Yeah. You give her the guy who does orthopedic surgery. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're quite welcome.
Good to meet both of you. I'll be going now.
Farewell.
She kind of takes her leave. Just pushes her way out the door, kind of struggles a bit, drags her foot, down the sidewalk, that kind of thing. And I'll let you guys have a scene and then we'll wrap up from there. I'll let you guys kind of decide what you want to do.
Well, that was...
Do you still want to go back to the manor, actually? That might be better.
I think, yeah, I'm just going to slowly get up. I mean, like, Charlotte's going to, like, look down at her tea. She's going to chug the rest of it, put it down. She's be like, I think I'm going to go back to the manor. I need to engage in some self-therapy or something for the night, I believe. God, what the fuck? You look like a melting baby.
I'm just imagining it's like that scene from Deadpool, but like in reverse.
Exactly. Brock, dear, do you need anything before I go?
No, I am good.
You have a good night, and if she comes around again, tell her I left forever. Tell her I went to America or something. I don't know. Tell her I left.
Like, she went to America. Oh, follow her.
I don't like her copying my skin. She sort of like mumbles to herself before she like begins to shuffle out the door.
I've been so excited to actually show that part because that's what I thought in my head. I'm like, oh, that's where she gets it from.
She jacked my fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, because I like the idea of it being gray, but then she saw your skin. She's like, oh, I like it.
God damn it. She jacked my skin. Feels bad, man.
She didn't steal it. She was inspired.
Copyright.
You can't copy
Copyright infringement.
your skin color.
Fair enough, to be honest.
So you return to the manor while Lisa is waiting for the while waiting for her fiance. Does Erebach follow, or does he stay at the hotel? Or should I say the freehold of Erebach?
So you establish your field in the hotel?
Yeah, I'm just asking Erebach if he wants to go with or not to the manor.
He'll probably tag along with to the manor. There's still business to discuss there.
Okay. So you all meet up, and this way next session that William can come in, and unless they're sick for like 2 weeks, which I hope.
Fuck everything up Flip's table.
But this way you meet back up with Lisa, so I'll let you guys have a conversation.
Okay.
Good evening, Lisa. I trust your mental health's still intact.
Good evening.
Did you hear my question?
I did, but I didn't understood the last part. Sorry.
I trust your mental health is still intact after the previous night.
I left what intact after the previous
Your
night?
mental health.
I'm sorry, I really don't understand.
She's asking if your mental health is still intact from last night.
Mental health. Okay.
Mental
okay.
health, yes.
Sorry.
No problem.
Yes, I am feeling much better, thank you.
That's great to hear. Do you have any liquor, preferably whiskey?
Do I have any what?
Liquor, whiskey.
Oh, liquor. Actually, I do.
Excellent. I need it now.
Armand,
Yes, ma'am?
can you bring liquor for guests?
Yes, of course. We have some in the cellar.
Thank you.
She sort of takes like a scene, like she starts rubbing her temples. I had the pleasure of investigating a wound I never would like to see again.
Let me guess. You met Princess.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna have both of you roll for that now.
But I don't
roll
care.
for something else first.
Wait, I just said Wait,
So what am I rolling?
Give me a sec.
I just want to ask a question. Like I just said I saw a wound I never want to see again, and you immediately just thought princess.
Well, she knew Princess was wounded. She wounded her.
Uh-huh. I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
By the way, I do intend to keep my promise to you. I will help you with your own problem.
I am fine with my own problem. I'm just going to forget about the image of a melting baby inside my head right now. Ugh.
You said?
A melting baby. That's what it reminded me of.
Okay. Nice. Okay, cool.
I am not sure I understand.
It's best you don't understand, I think.
If you say so.
Does he bring the liquor by now?
Yes. He brings the liquor into the parlor and you can drink it.
Thank you, sir. She pours a large helping of whiskey and begins to sip it.
You see someone in the window, Charlotte.
She sort of squints towards the window.
You see someone who face pop up in the window still.
Does it look like a familiar face?
You can't really tell. It's kind of dark.
She sort of groans. Lisa, do you see a face in the window?
I look. I think I can.
You don't see anything.
I don't?
No.
I swear to God, if she puts something in my head. She takes another sip of the whiskey before
you look where she's looking in the window. It's not clear. I mean, it's not clear. It's not very clear what they're looking at. You don't see a figure, a face, or anything, and you just see bushes. Where the.
I'd say that Charlotte takes another sip of her whiskey before getting up and making her way towards the window.
Okay.
To investigate it further.
Can I use Auspex to see if there is?
Yeah, you can try to use Auspex, yes.
Okay, I will use in level 1.
Sure, okay.
Okay, so what's its name? Oh, these tackles. Okay, so that would be 8 dice,
Yeah, go ahead.
if I'm not wrong. 8 dice. Yeah. Let's go. Uh, let's see here. Here. So seriously?
Oof.
Well, I prefer having 0 success on that one than
Yeah.
on the
I don't think. Do you want a crit fail on this or no?
No, not this.
Okay. Just making sure. So you kind of reach out with the beast, and the strange thing is, you don't notice nothing. You hear everything else. You hear you hear Charlotte's heartbeat as she's moving towards the window. You hear the wind outside pushing against the bushes. You can hear Aravak nearby. You can hear everything, but there doesn't seem to be anything out of place by the window. But when Charlotte kind of taps at the window, that's when you start seeing a face. But only at that point do you actually see the face.
Do I recognize this face?
Yes, actually, you see the blonde man that you met at the bar is like jumps back from the window. He's like, "Oh, you scared me."
She sort of like, the Charlotte's face is like emotional. She's like, oh, she sort of like taps her like fingernails on the window and like waves hello there.
You're here. I thought someone else would be. Hello. He like waves at the window.
All right. She like sort of like gestures to meet her at the door.
Can I come in?
I approach. Friend of yours?
It's the blonde man from the bar.
Oh, hi.
Well, hi there. Hi, Mark.
He has a German accent. I don't really know how to do German, but
Oh wait, it's the man we both met at the bar.
yeah, it's the werewolf.
Oh right, sorry. Oh, it's you.
But he was hiding, and then he like pops up. It's like, oh, it's just you, okay? Because he wasn't sure if someone else like lived here that he would.
Oh, it's you. Why were you hiding here exactly?
I was looking for a place. I smelled danger, so I was hiding, and then I saw you, and I said, "Oh, it's just you." I'd like to come inside. It doesn't seem very safe around here.
Who is this?
Oh, it's just someone I met at the bar and invited to visit me eventually. Please do come in.
Oh, thank you. He makes his way inside. This is a nice house.
Thank you. So, what brings you here exactly?
Oh, I just wanted to visit. You said I could, not no?
Of course, make yourself at home.
Charlotte goes back to sitting and drinking.
He kind of settles down on the couch or in like the parlor, that kind of thing. He sniffs a bit. Oh, whiskey.
Yeah.
Would you like some?
Won't do much for me, unfortunately.
That's quite saddening. I pity the man.
So sure, he takes a glass. Just kind of.
At least he can drink. He can drink it. I can't.
Still good.
How's your friend? The one that... the grouchy one, I think it was, right?
Oh, he's fine. He's fine. He just gets like that. He is in a mood.
Fair enough.
So, how have you been since we last met?
Oh, it's been good. I'm happy to see you. And that's when we pan out. We see the door open and your fiance just sort of peeking in.
Oh,
And we just hear him mumble like, and wait, actually, no, I think he's a bit louder when he says, "And who is this man?"
Charlotte immediately raised her hand. He's mine.
And then we fade to black.
Who is this man? It's like, oh, there's this big black guy, but there's
I
one
was
German
about
dude.
Who's this German man?
Yeah, it's like.
I was about to say that actually. There are three.
I guess I should say, who are these men? Yeah, exactly.
One.
I should say, who are these men? Yeah, that's true, because there is also the giant. I forgot. Eravak looks like a giant black guy.
I just like imagine like being like a little bit tipsy from the whiskey, so she's like
Right.
she just starts claiming them. They're mine, but
Yeah, because I have to clarify that he's like this really muscular like German dude, and then there's this big black guy, and he's like, well, who are these guys? Like, that's why he's like, what is going on here?
Oh,
And then
come
you
on.
have
I
the-
am just sitting at the table discussing with them. It's not like he caught me naked with them.
Oh no! It's not that bad. I'm making it more dramatic than necessary.
you're lucky that I was here to claim them.
Not immediately suspicious, but he's just like, who are these men? Like he's just that. I guess I shouldn't make. I'm being over dramatic, but I think he's more just asking it as a question.
Okay.
I'm overemphasizing it. It's like one of those. It's one of those things where, it's like a dramatic, but then we fade into the next scene. It's like normal. Oh, okay. They're just your friends. Cool. There's no consequences.
It's like getting Yu-Gi-Oh filler.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm imagining. It's like
Yes, let's go
cliffhanger.
straight over there and battle Sartorius now, and then they don't. There's an episode where they do something completely different. What happened to going straight over there and confronting the big bad? I don't know. It was just sounded good at the time.
I think my favorite filler. Oh, so I'll cut the stream now. Actually.